What did it look like in terms of like how much money were you bringing in, and what was the business looking like when you started actually hiring and bringing on freelancers and team members?
Yeah. So last year, at the end of last year, we, yeah, I think last year at the end of last year is when I first started like having other writers consistently work with me, and I was still writing over half of the articles that went back to clients in December, and then I really quickly. Like January, February, and now March, I'm down to none. So it really quickly declined. What money was like back when, kind of the trying to think of the best easiest way to explain it. I think we were doing about 10K in revenue towards the beginning of this year, end of last year, and we've gotten we're now on track. Like this month we're going to do 35 or 40, next month it's going to be 45 or 50.
Oh,
So like it's and this is monthly
that's
recurring
awesome.
revenue. So most clients, when they're doing things like content, they keep doing it. It's like if you're going to do a content marketing strategy, it doesn't make sense to do it for 3 months
Right.
and stop. So almost all of our deals keep going and renew. So then that's nice from a compounding revenue standpoint. But yeah, I mean, so it really quickly went from like this 10K kind of nice little freelancing gig to like, oh wow, now I have like a whole team that's starting to get built at the same time as I'm like trying to figure everything out. Yeah. Yeah, it's been a little overwhelming at
Yeah,
times.
I'd imagine. I mean, that's so awesome. The reason I ask is I'm sure there's a lot of people that like as they're building the business, they're like, okay, like I have a lot on my plate, but is this too early to start bringing people on? Like, should I hold off?
Yeah.
Like, at what point do I actually need to start
Yeah.
hiring? Do you think?
Well, you have to decide how profitable you want to be
Mhm.
and when, right? Like, so every time you bring somebody on, it cuts into your
Right.
margin. So let's say back in December, I was writing about half the content. We were making 10 grand a month in top line revenue. I was probably taking home five, six, like seven of it, like most of it, because I was writing
Mhm.
most of the articles. And so I was just paying for a few articles and a little bit of editing time. Now I don't take home anymore, but we're doing a lot more top line. And that's the way a business works, right? Like I've kept my salary intentionally very low so that we can keep reinvesting into the business as much as
Mhm.
possible. And everybody has to decide like how much am I willing to keep my salary suppressed for a certain amount of time in order to get to a certain size so that we can then like really take home a big profit or maybe sell it or whatever you want to do. So it's all just preference. I mean, like if I'd been at a different stage of life, I didn't have money saved up, I might have needed to keep as much revenue as possible for longer, right? If I had a big house payment and I lived in a really fancy condo, right? That's just the reality. So you have to decide what's your personal financial situation. But if you do want to grow and hire people, you do have to kind of like you take these dips in profitability in order to bring them on before they sort of justify
Mhm.
themselves. So you just have to decide. Yeah. And I model that stuff out. I don't think it's not something I do just by gut feel. There's a spreadsheet. It's pretty rudimentary, but like it kind of shows me roughly how much business I need to be doing to hire that next
Right.
person.
Okay.